All right, welcome to coil bowl making. The one thing to think about for this project is speed. You need to make it in 1 day or 2 days. And I'm going to try and explain why that is. So I just took 1 cube of clay and I'm breaking it up into 4 or 5 pieces. This is about the shape you want to break it up into because we're going to be rolling these into coils, which are long rope-like pieces of clay. You need to make absolutely sure you are working on a hard surface. It can be the table, it can be a plastic table, because you're moving it so quickly it doesn't have time to stick. Do not have water involved anywhere. If the table is wet, your coils will stick to the table and they just won't turn into coils. This is sped up because who wants to watch me roll coils? But just so you know, you're rolling the coil about the thickness of your pinky. You want to try to make sure they're even all the way along. We're going to break them up into different designs. If your coil is not rolling, you can twist it and then roll again. Twist it and roll again. Or if it starts to flatten, you want to try to pause, press it back the other direction. If this happens, you can actually put 2 pieces of coil back together and roll them, and they will look great. If that happens and it flattens, you can squeeze it back the way it should be and roll away. So you can usually roll coils and you can fix up mess ups. If you absolutely mess up horribly and it just looks weird, start over. All right, so I have 4 long ropes of clay. I'm going to break them up because I've decided my coil bowl is going to be a whole bunch of spirals. So I'm just going to I'm going to try to break these up to be around the same length, and I'm going to see how many I can get here. All right, you want to make sure you're doing all of this in one class period. Now that they're broken up, I can get out a piece of paper to work on so that my clay won't stick to the table, and I need a water and a sponge. You can start to dip the coil directly in the bowl of water, or you can just have a wet sponge, but your job right now is to smooth out any indents, any mess ups, any weird cracks that the coils might have formed. I am also rolling mine into spirals, so this is when I would do that. Immediately after I made the coil is pretty much when you want to change the shape. So if I'm making spirals, I make them right after I rolled my coils. You don't wait another day. If you wait a day in between, they're going to break. They won't roll. All right, so that just fast forwarded there. I rolled up 13 spirals. And this is the same way we made our bowls. We put plastic wrap or paper towel inside a bowl, and now we're using the bowl as a mold. So I'm going to lay my spirals all around. This step you want to do in 1 day as well. If the bell was going to ring and I needed to clean up, I could have put all my spirals in a bag, added maybe a wet paper towel, extra wet, and then made it the next day. That's the only time you can pause in between, is if you have already made the spirals, already made the coil designs. You can pause, wrap it up really well with a lot of moisture. Then the next day, you have to do this whole thing at once. So you put every single coil that you're going to use in your bowl in the same day. You cannot bag this up for the next class period. If you do, it's just going to crack. I noticed I had a few missing coils, so I'm adding a few extras real quickly. And that might happen to you. Depends on the size bowl. All right, you're going to use a spoon. There's spoons in the classroom in the back of the room. If you're at home, just grab a metal spoon from your kitchen, wash it, and put it back when you're done. And because our coils are so thick, it does not matter that we're pressing in and we're deforming the beautiful spiral design. It's being distorted now, and it is disappearing, and now it looks almost like a normal bowl, like we had made a slab originally. But what you obviously know is that the other side has kept the spiral design. So this is the first step in making a coil bowl. You blend all of that together so there's not a single spot that you can see through. And now you get a sponge and water and you smooth out all of those bumps. This part takes a while. And this part you can do more than 1 day. So I could pause here, wrap it up, and finish the next day, which is actually what I ended up doing. But if you have extra time, you can smooth it out all completely in one day. What we do is it's just the same way we made our bowl. We make the inside look beautiful. We let it sit and dry. And the next class, once it's formed that bowl shape, I'll remove it from this bowl and we'll see what the other side looks like. And it's probably going to be done. There might be a few things to fix here and there, but that's it. So mine here has a few extra bumps I would probably take more time to smooth out, which I actually ended up doing. This bowl is in the classroom right now. I'll show everybody once it's done the final result. But that's how you start with a coil. So remember, you make all of your coils, you wet the coils. If you want to turn them into spirals or a different design, you can do all that. If you need to clean up, you put it in a bag with a lot of water. And then it isn't until the next day you make the bowl, but you have to make the bowl all at once. Okay, good luck.